Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck, head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand why we need to keep practice, and out of practice, what are the benefits that we can gain, and then that benefits, how we can apply to our day-to-day life. So because when you reframe your own understanding, and when you change the definition of your own inner words, so by the time it will help you to go deeper with your practice. Because that more than the outside things that you hear, more than the effort you put, the mental conversation that you have within yourself, when you become very clear with that conversation, what happens, your effort going to become more and more strong. So that's why in the beginning, we take some times to open different windows and see in different angles regarding our own practice, rather than hold it to our own, just kind of like a mental view, our preconditioned mind. When you hear about the meditation and how about the mechanism of this mind, and that will help you to reframe. So another thing is, we all, it's a natural process for us to grow. No one can escape from that. As you know, this when we look at our human history, our body, that's kind of like not same like the 100 years ago human being. And at the same time, the mind, it's totally different. The mechanism of the mind, even though same, but our deeper understanding day by day, conventionally become advanced. And as you know, this universe, and it's always in a journey. So we the same. So then what we need to understand, even though in this conventional level, that journey happens, underneath this all, that our experience happening the same way. So if you don't understand that, what will happen? So always you have the taste, desire, the passion regarding this conventional experience. And you always think it's going to become something new. It's going to become something new. But there in a deeper level, in the spiritual level, on the bottom of this all, there's nothing new. It's just the repetition. But to get into that level and understand that, you have to expand your mental capacity. You have to get out of certain kind of defilement, or you have to get out of certain kind of hindrance, or you have to get out of certain kind of blockages, or the kind of like the walls that we build around us, within ourselves, with our own ideas. Otherwise, we can't see that. Otherwise, we think that every day we experience something more and more and more new. So, when it comes to meditation, where it takes us, and why we need to practice meditation, and how we practice meditation. So, as human beings, we all look for happiness and satisfaction, but that happiness and satisfaction not limited to this conventional life. And as you know, in day-to-day life, we all gain that happiness and satisfaction, but it's not going to make us kind of like complete. So then deeper level, there is something we look, that is our spiritual satisfaction. So that spiritual satisfaction can come out of the wisdom. So then how you can develop the wisdom? It is not the knowledge that you gain from this outside world. That is kind of like information. But that information is not enough for you to bring the satisfaction. There is something you need more than the information. So that is your deeper understanding. So that understanding comes out of the wisdom. So then how you can gain that wisdom? To gain to that wisdom, you need one thing. So that is called concentration. So without concentration, you can't get the wisdom. You can get informations, but it's not going to take you to the ultimate satisfaction. So the ultimate satisfaction comes out of your own inner transformation. So that is the power of the wisdom. When you become wise, you're not going to repeat the life. So if somebody repeat the life, that means that person didn't touch the wisdom. So that's why the information is not capable to transform us. So the information sometimes take us to repeat the life. So that's why developing concentration is very necessary. So the concentration is not going to happen itself, but the repetition will happen itself. Why it happened like that? Because we used to do that. And it is very rare in the samsaric journey, we became human beings. So more than the human beings, we mostly became animals or other living beings. This is a very rare opportunity. Even we became human beings. Just imagine, in our previous lives, we became human beings, but maybe we never had the opportunity to recognize or understand ourselves, the process happening within us. Because sometimes from the birth, we bound to the culture, traditions, believing systems, and then we follow that all. We never question that. But today you are sitting here. and you questioning yourself, you look into yourself, you observing yourself, it is a very rare opportunity. Not all human, even that you become human being, not all human beings going to do that. So out of that practice that you develop, observing yourself, so you build up this awareness. So that is the very key point we need to bring the wisdom to ourselves. So then look to yourself every day. If you look for your own inner change, just by wishing, hoping, dreaming, praying, it's not going to come to you. You may know that. And unknowingly, sometimes we repeat things. Even though we don't want, sometimes our bodily, verbally, mentally actions, invisibly, it perform, it react itself. How it happens? So as example, when we have conversation telling lies, and sometimes, stealing, and even sometimes killing can happen. Even that the little creatures, animals, like bugs and ants, mosquitoes, we don't think sometimes twice. And just when the sound come, you go, that's it. From where it come? Maybe later, maybe the flies go, you meditate, and like this, and then, but you just feel like the mosquito, the flies come, to next to your face, you just do like this. And then you go back to meditation, and then you recognize what you did. So how that reactions come? And sometimes we blame, and sometimes we get mad, angry, and sometimes we break all the rules. And sometimes we like to be wild, from where that come? Because when we become human beings, how we wish to be wild. But there are a lot of people, and sometimes ourselves, we appreciate that. We want to be wild. We want to break all the rules, and sometimes we name it kind of like a, gaining freedom. But from where it comes? So where you can see the wild, in the jungle, the forest, with the animals, why that we like that being wild? Because in the samsara, we used to be more than humans. We used to be animals. That's why deeper we have a kind of like a corner in the deeper, in the dark side, in our corner of our heart, we like this being wild. And another thing is, sometimes even though we keep practice, suddenly we completely get out of the track. So recognizing this pattern, this anything is not bad, because, but we have to understand this is the nature. But the thing is, you can't allow it to happen like that. Why? Because then we don't know what will happen tomorrow and where we go. So then, better than any other time, you are in a very good position today to understand and know this is your own responsibility. It is nothing to do with anybody else. And other thing is that you are in a better position today to find a more better path for your future, in case if you move forward. So the very first thing that you have to remember, you have to understand the mechanism. Because if you don't understand the mechanism of this, you always go with something else. So when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, and many times that the Buddha mentioned, what you need to know. You need to know about your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. That's it. If you know very clearly your own eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, what it is and how it works and what is the mechanism of it, you're going to have a very comfortable life yourself. And so whatever happens to you, and still you are capable to go through that. So remember that in life, we're going to have many kind of anxiety, depression, many turbulence. And but this all happens. When that everything happens, when that unbalance comes to you, if you know the mechanism, you are capable to fix it very quickly and move forward. And then by the time that you develop that inner wisdom, and then you bring the complete transformation or the liberation to yourself, rather than go with the repetition. So if you don't have the wisdom regarding this mechanism, what will happen? You have no options, you will repeat. So then out of the repetition, what will happen? You keep going, making the same thing. What will make? So look at your own life. You don't want to repeat that. But if you don't recognize the mechanism, what will happen? You have no power over that nature, and then you will keep repeating like the animals. So look, this animal life. They have no options. They can't observe and recognize. They can't go into deeper and understand the mechanism. Because of that, what will happen? They will keep repeat. So we don't want to be like that. So it is your choice. And then by the time, then you are the one who going to have the pain or the unsatisfaction. So then how you can come out of this and get into a more better place? How you can develop an antidote for this suffering or the fear or the repetition, rather than hating, resisting, getting mad or the angry, blaming. So recognize. So when it comes to yourself, when it comes to this human mind, not other animals, this human mind, your mind is so luminous, very crystal clear from the bottom in the depth of your mind. Remember that. So even though on the surface level it's so dusty and gloomy, cloudy, in the depth of your mind, it is very crystal clear, shining. It's shining and brighter than the sun. Just imagine. It's brighter than the sun. Because if you're capable to get into that deepest, you will never find a darkness. And as you know, the sun is, it has a very, it is very limited strength. It has very limited strength. And it has no power go into beyond this, the certain, the galaxies. It's within, certain amount of length that it can spread. But your mind is not like that. If you are capable to get out of this dust, if you are capable to get out of this gloomy, cloudy thoughts, your mind will shine as far as it can, through this entire universe, through the galaxies. So then why this dust come to us? From where it come? It's nothing wrong with these outside things. That is why you need to know this mechanism, because otherwise you can't get out of this. What happens most of time when it become cloudy, dark, when your mind get dusty, we may struggle with the dust. We may struggle with the cloud. We may blame to the outside, but we never recognize the reasons. So that's why to know your mind is so pure and your mind is so crystal clear in the depth of that, but because of the defilements, what happens out of your experience, in that very moment, you make that dust. So dust not in the outside with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind object, or it is not within your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, but what happens when these two things come together, when the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, and the body consciousness, mind consciousness arise. In that very level, when the feelings arise, out of that feelings, what happens? Defilements arise. So how these defilements come? What is the meaning of defilements? So the defilements mean make something dirty, make something unclear. Defilements mean another way that you violate the very fundamental roots of the qualities. You make it impure. You destroy the very organic structure. That is what called defilement. Defilement. So what happens when you experience something? You destroy that organic structure. So how you destroy that? So there was a discussion. So we're going to bring that discussions. It is not just my idea, or it is not someone else's idea. So, and according to the Tripitaka, and there was a sutta called Kottita Sutta. So there was a monk called Kottita. K-A-T-T-I-T-H-A, Kottita Sutta. So that monk's name called Kottita. So this monk one day was thinking, want to have a discussion with another senior monk during Buddha's time. So he couldn't reach to the Buddha, but after the Buddha, the most intelligent, the monk, was the Venerable Sariputta. He used to explain the sutras in details. It seemed like the Buddha. So what happened is Venerable Kottita went to the Buddha, the Venerable Sariputta, and had a very friendly discussion. So it's like, sometimes when we meet each other, we ask about the weather, we talk about the politics, we talk about the economy, so these kind of things we talk. But how about, just imagine when two enlightened masters come together, what kind of discussion they go through. So then this Venerable Kottita came to the Venerable Sariputta and asked, Venerable Sir, this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, always go with the object. Eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, body object, mind object. So to arise the eye, it needs the object. So then the eye fettered with the object, or the object fettered with the I, or the link, or the chain, tangle. So the object arise because of the I, or I arise because of the object. Ear arise because of the object, ear object, or that means sound, or the sound arise because of the ear. So the nose arise because of the aroma, or the aroma or the smell arise because of the nose. So the tongue arise because of the fetter because of the taste, or the taste fetter because of the tongue. So the body fetters because of the sensation, or the sensation fettered because of the body. So the mind fettered with the mind object, or the mind object fettered with the mind. So this is the question that he asked. So then what the Venerable Sariputta mentioned to Venerable Kottitha, and he told, I not going to fetter or arise because of the I object, or the colors or the pictures not going to be there because of the I. It's a two independent two things. So then how that when these both come together, the defilements arise? Because it's a only practice point of view, it's go more deeper. Just imagine I independent. So because if you think that the I always bound to the pictures, or the ear always bound to the sound, nose always bound to the smell, tongue always bound to the taste, the feelings always, or the body always bound to the feelings, or the mind always bound to the fetter to the thoughts, or the object bound to the organs, then you can't liberate. If the I always bound to the pictures, or the form, or the colors, if the colors always fitted to the I, then you can't liberate, because it has a connection. Then how you can attain to the liberation? I exist because of the pictures, or the pictures exist because of the I. So then there is no liberation. We going to become part of this existence. So then what does this mean here? That your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind not bound to objects, and the object has the freedom to exist itself. So then when two things come together, what happens? In the middle of that, when the eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, mind consciousness arise, it ignites the feelings, that ignition activate the memory. So that activation of the memory bring another energy called Chanda Raga. This is what keep us glued to the world. Your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind connect, or the fetter to the world because of this Chanda Raga. What is this Chanda Raga means? Chanda means it's the passion and desire. Raga is the desire. So the Chanda, Raga, passion and desire. So when you see something, out of the feelings, you develop with your what you see, you develop the passion and desire. So then just imagine when you see something, out of that experience, out of that scene, if you don't develop any kind of desire, or if you don't have any passion, or validate it, or kind of like reflect on it, go with it, then whatever you see have no ability to make it defile, make it dirt. So then nothing wrong with what you see, nothing wrong with your eye, nothing wrong with what you hear. It doesn't matter whatever the words. There's nothing wrong with your this ear, nothing wrong with your smell, or nothing wrong with your nose, nothing wrong with your tongue, or nothing wrong with your what you eat, nothing wrong with your body, or nothing wrong with the sensation, nothing wrong with your mind, and nothing wrong with your thoughts. But when these two things come together in that very moment, when you bring your memory or the desire, and out of that you create brand new moment or the experience or the brand new idea, that make whatever you experience dirt. So the whatever that your memory most of time related to greed, hatred, or the delusion. So then when you use the memory with the moment of experience, it get dirt. Just imagine there is something, dirt in your hand. So with that dirt, just imagine I hold this pen. So there is no science can stop that this pen going to get dirt, because my hand dirty. So then in case if I clean my hand, and out of the clean hand, if I hold the pen, there is no way this pen going to get dirt. So the same thing, if you have the clear mind, so out of that clear mind, whatever you experience, there is no way that experience going to get dirt. So when you have the dirty mind, with that dirty mind, what is that dirty means? Greed, hatred, and the delusion. Those are the major defilements. So with that dirty mind, when you experience that whatever your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, perception, what will happen? It get dirt. That is how the defilements arise. So then with the meditation, what we does, it clean your mind. That's why it called purification of the mind. Purify your mind. How you purify? You get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. You clean the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So how that clean happens? So then, before you know how the clean happen, you have to know how the dirt happen. So the dirt happens when you mix your moment of experience with the past or the future thoughts. In the very moment of your experience, not dirt. It's very clear. So then, that's why the practicing meditation means, rather than depending on the past or the future thoughts, you start to settle down with the moment of experience, or you settle down with the moment of thoughts. So that's why we need the help out of the primary mental object. So the primary mental object, always whatever you can tackle or you can see, you can observe in the present moment. So the breathing, any sensation, the bodily posture. So the bodily posture, or even that the whatever thoughts happening, even the phenomena. So the whatever, the very nature, the process that happening within us. So you come to observe that rather than reflect on your past or the future. So if anyone can keep the mind in the present moment, in that very moment, you become very clear. That means you get out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So there is no defilement going to happen in the present moment. What happens then? You get out of that gloomy mind, dirty mind. You get out of the dust. So when you get out of the dust, what happens? You start to bring that crystal clear mind. It is there, but now you slowly release this defilement. And when you have the crystal clear mind, what happens? As a result of that, what you experience in the moment with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind become very clear. And then out of that clarity, what happened? You're not going to develop any passion or the desire. It's become moment of experience, and you're going to experience it to the highest. And out of that, you have the completion with the moments, and you get out of the doubt. And when you get out of the doubt, so this all happened because of the concentration. You are tuned to the present moment, and in that very level, what you experience become complete. So when your experience become complete, when the mind get out of the doubt, and as a result of that, you reach to the wisdom. So just imagine, with your eye, you come to the moment of very clear experience, crystal clear. With your ear, whatever you hear, it's become crystal clear. You're not going to violate the very organic moment of experience. With your nose, you're going to become very clear, come to the very clear experience. With your tongue, you become very clear, no doubt, 100%. With your body, your moment of experience become crystal clear, 100%. That clarity, no doubt. With your mind, you have the thought crystal clear, 100% clarity. Total experience, no doubt. With your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. With your eye object, ear object, nose object, tongue object, body object, mind object. When you have the very crystal clear moment of experience, that moment, you reach to the upper chamber of the highest wisdom. In that very level, it's going to become an irreversible experience, because that is the very nature of mind. When you go into the higher level, you're not going to go down. So that is how your transformation going to happen. So this come out of just by practicing yourself. Your mind became dirt because of the repetition of your own defilement or the thoughts. So now what you need to do, you have to come to the moment to experience with no repetition or without bringing your past experience to the present moment. So that ability called concentration, When your mind concentrates to something, so that means you develop the 100% observation, recognition without bringing your past experience to the moment. So then with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, if you come to the moment of that experience. So from there, you're going to experience something beyond that what we experience out of these thoughts. So this is the mechanism. And this is what you need to know. And once you know this, there is nothing else to know. And that is where you reach to the highest wisdom. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe tatta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhammanudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi. Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami. Idamme punya kammang acavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.